তাহলে কি
হ্যালো জ্যাক
তুমি অফ হলে কি মিউট করে দেবে নাকি না হ্যাঁ
এখানেই কাজ এমনি করে
Good afternoon and welcome to the Indian Women's League. It's time for match number 10, live from the East Bengal ground as East Bengal FC take on HOPS FC as we bring you the first game of 2024. East Bengal FC come into this one having played 3, won 1 and lost 2 of their games. They will be looking to move back to winning ways against a HOPS FC side who are still looking for their first goal and first win of the season. This is the East Bengal dressing room. A couple of big names there. Shibani Devi and Sulanjana Raul scoring a couple of goals each for the torchbearers. Shibani with a lovely left-footed finish in the previous game as well. Just the 5 goals so far for East Bengal. They've conceded 7 though. As we take a look at them coming into the ground a few hours before kickoff. Indrani Sarkar there, the team manager, along with the rest of the players who've had a bit of a break during the Christmas and New Year holiday period. And now it's time to get back in the Indian Women's League and hopefully for them back to winning ways after losing their last game 4-2 at home to Sethu Madurai.
Good morning. Strategy home match আমরা 3 পয়েন্টের জন্য যাব। দেখো আই লিগে সবাই ভালো টিম, কেউ খারাপ নেই, সবাই প্রিপারেশন নিয়ে এসছে, সবাই খেলতে এসছে, তো মেবি ইট উইল বি গুড ফাইট।
That was Dipankar Biswas, head coach of East Bengal. And then we move on to HOPS FC from Delhi, making their way here to East Bengal ground in Kolkata. It hasn't been the best of starts for them so far. 6 out of 7 teams playing 2 and losing both. The last game, a narrow 1-0 loss to Gokulam Kerala at home, and before that they lost 3-0 to Kickstart FC. And with that in mind, they would like to kickstart their season today with their first goal and first win. But that will be a tough and tall ask against an East Bengal side who themselves are looking to get their second win of the campaign.
Certainly we are looking for a good game today and looking for 3 points, which is very crucial for us now. And definitely we did some changes and all, and we are looking that we will get 3 points for this match. They are the good side, and they have already won one match, and they are playing good. They are good side, and we are definitely having some changes and looking forward for them.
And then the warm-ups. East Bengal first, just getting a feel of the ball. Of course, they have been training really hard, even though it's a holiday period for the rest of us. No days off as such in the Indian Women's League for these players. It will be very interesting to see how they pick things up after that loss to Sethu Madurai. It's always better when you're back at home in front of your home support. It's a bit of a double header, in fact, for East Bengal today. From the women's side of things, they're also playing an under-17 game as well. And this is how East Bengal line up. Melody between the sticks as Trisha, Sahena, Michelle, Sarita, Shibani, Cindy, Prameshwari, Sathi, Sulanjana and Devi up top. Lots of options on the bench as well, including both the Mamtas and Mamuni. And for HOPS FC, their hopes need to be alive. There is Kipjen, a few players to watch out for in the form of another Mamta for HOPS as well. And let's not forget their captain, Frederica from Ghana, one of the few foreigners that we see in the Indian Women's League, and she is yet to get going in terms of finding the score sheet. The same can be said for HOPS FC. And as their coach mentioned, it is ever so crucial to try and get a win today and get some points on the board before time runs out. This is how they line up. Anshika between the sticks, Kipjan, Mamta, Sharda, Parmila, Neha, Gladys, Arti, Shailja, Tannu and Frederica leading the line. And alongside me in the commentary box is RJ Varun. Welcome Varun. But before that, we'll take a look at the referees as well. Hen Sangma Hangma Subba, who is from Sikkim as well, along with her team. And this is how it stands. Take us through it, Varun.
Well, East Bengal at the 5th spot right now, and it's going to be tough for them to make it to the top. But Kickstart FC are looking so good. 3 played, 3-1 with 9 full points up there at the top. Purish FC following them 3 points apart, and East Bengal will be struggling, but not today because it's the first match of the year this season. And yes, they're looking forward to full 3 points. And the best part is that they started the campaign on a positive note with a win, but the graph fell down. But right now, I think it's a perfect fixture for the Red and Gold Brigade to make a comeback. But HOPS FC are also looking for the first points, and they'll be also looking to collect some out here, being the visitors' league.
Oh yes, absolutely. And you mentioned that East Bengal started off well. They would have been positive about that. But after that, 2 losses on the spin, and it is time for them to get back to winning ways. How do you think they would want to bounce back?
Well, the first thing is that they have the home ground advantage. East Bengal FC playing at home, and they know the pitch very well. And it's all about, getting that confidence back. It's not been like too long. They've got their first win, and they will look forward to beating HOPS FC, who are struggling this season. But on papers, if you see, they have the good potential. They have foreigners. It's just that they're not striking up front. So HOPS FC will also be looking to strike and get back that firing power to get back those points. So yes, we're all set. It's a lovely venue out here. It's winter season in the city of Joy, Kolkata. We're all set for East Bengal FC versus HOPS FC.
Oh, yes, and it's time to be led out by the flag bearers and then the officials as well. As I mentioned, Sen Hangwa Subba leading the line for the officials along with Hardhon and Roshni Mehban. The fourth official today is Ruba Devi. And it's all smiles as both the teams walk out. An iconic venue, the East Bengal ground. Of course, the men's team not playing too many matches here apart from the Calcutta Football League. But when it comes to the national stage here, the women of East Bengal carrying the flag really high for Bengal football. Having missed out on that Kanya Shri title, they have bounced back, but it will always be playing in the back of their head, won't it?
Absolutely, it has not been long, so yes, they're looking forward to making some big achievements this season. They lost out on the Karnashri Cup like for just a few points, but then this team had the potential, so it was heartbreaking news for all those fans worldwide that East Bengal has. But yes, the IWL, they're looking forward to it, and I think it's a perfect match this time, this fixture, HOPS FC being the opponents. East Bengal are the favourites, looking at their potential, but then you can't rule out HOPS FC so easily. So you're all set out here, like you said, the iconic venue, and East Bengal will be having fans in numbers out here cheering for them. They've practiced so hard on the same grass, so yes, known atmosphere, known conditions, that's going to help them.
Oh, definitely, it always helps. They're used to the conditions here in Kolkata, which is not an easy place to travel to during the other times of the year, but in the winter, in January, it's always a lot easier, especially for a side coming from Delhi. We know quite a bit about that, spending a lot of time on the Maidan.
You played here, right?
Yeah, a couple of games here and there. But it's always intimidating once you come into the East Bengal ground. All the yellow and red seats around you. And it will be a great experience for these HOPS FC players. Just need to take that picture once again. The skipper, Trisha Malik, has been a stalwart for the side throughout the season in the Kanya Shri Cup. Needs to get things going as well in the IWL. And that's the end of the formalities. We should be kicking off in a couple of minutes.
The last minute discussion, the match officials contingent and also the players, 90 minutes battle for those 3 points to climb up the table, the standings. Kickstart FC have been unbeaten, staying at the top. And then in the second spot is Urish FC. But East Bengal started off the campaign on a winning note, and then they have been struggling. It's been the defense part they've been struggling on. They've scored but conceded more, Lee.
Oh yes, they've scored 5, conceded 7. That has been the issue. We all remember that they did go down last season in the quarterfinals to a whopping 9-0 defeat. That will also be playing at the back of their mind starting the campaign. But they have been bouncing back from so many setbacks. I think today could be the day that they get their season back on track. Might be a bit of a wait before we kick off.
But the visitors today have made a lot of changes to the starting 11, and the coach mentioned the same. Om Prakash Shibba wants to get the first points, first win of the season, and to a fresh new start in the year 2024. And it has been a long break for East Bengal if you look at IWL, but they have played the other tournaments like the Kanashri. So advantage for them because they have been getting match practice and that too competitive ones.
Oh yes, that's very important. Especially playing at the highest level, you need to keep things going. And sometimes you do get breaks here and there. But the intensity at which these women practice as well has to be applauded. Going in leaps and bounds is Indian football, whether it's at the grassroots level and whether it's men or women's football. And it looks like we are all set to go. And here we go, we kick off the first game of 2024. It's East Bengal FC taking on HOPS FC, live from the East Bengal ground in the Indian Women's League. It's all about the 3 points this afternoon. East Bengal looking to get their second win of the season. HOPS FC would like to hit the target first of all and then get their first points on the board.
Absolutely right. I think it's kind of contrasting targets for both the teams. While East Bengal will like to keep the clean sheet first because defense has been the problem for them, conceding goals, and on the other side it's HOPS FC still not firing this season of the IWL. So they're looking forward to striking some.
Yeah, I think it's all about taking your chances. We've seen East Bengal in the last few games creating quite a few chances. HOPS as well have done the same. It's about getting that first goal and then just settling the nerves. And then after that maintaining your shape, of course, which is something that both sides would like to do. Looks like it will be a free kick from a distance. Sharda looks to put it into a dangerous area, but before that, ref has spotted something. Gladys goes down. The other foreigner, also from Ghana. And between Gladys and Federica, HOPS will be having a lot of hope on them.
Absolutely right. A lot depends on them to get the goals up front. Long one, not headed away properly. Still a chance from the second ball, a fight for the same, and it's going to be a throw-in for HOPS FC. Absolutely right. Gladys has to be the creator in the midfield, and Frederica with those finishing touches, and that's what HOPS FC had hoped for, but it's missing out so far.
That's a nice turn from Gladys. Good defending though, can get a cross in. Looks like it will fizzle out for a goal kick, but that is a lot better. As we said, she will be the striker that they will be targeting. It's all about testing Melody between the sticks. It's taking her time. And we will see both the sides take a bit of time. As you said, they haven't played in the last 10-15 days. So just to get the juices flowing, it will take a bit of time. Nicely flicked on now. A good piece of defending will be the first corner for HOPS FC. They started off quite well, putting a bit of pressure on the home side.
That was Neha with the run from the left, trying to send a cross inside the area. But it's a good pressure on East Bengal defense for HOPS FC. They're getting the first corner in the first 3 to 4 minutes.
Arti puts it in. It's a great delivery. That could be goal number 1, but it's a goal line clearance. Somehow they've kept it out. Another shot comes in. That goes wide. But what a scare for East Bengal, and for HOPS. They just don't have that luck, do they?
Actually, right. Like, I think it would have been an Olympic goal. The strike directly went for the target, and it was Pamela from the corner. A good curler and a good save. A goal line clearance coming from Sarita.
Oh, great stuff all around. Melody didn't know what was happening there, but would have been an incredible goal. Another shot from distance. But this is a great start from HOPS FC. This is exactly what we were speaking about. It doesn't matter what happened in the previous results, but it looks like they have a bit of fire in their bellies at the moment.
because the team has potential. It's just that they've not fired up front, and this is brand new start in this season, in this new year. HOPS FC looking good. There's been just the initial minutes of the game. Captain putting a lot of pressure on the East Bengal defense line. Another chance for HOPS FC.
Well, I think to start off with, the game plan is quite simple from HOPS FC. It's to bombard the goal with shots and to just put East Bengal under a bit of pressure, and that's exactly what they've done. They try to play out from the back, it doesn't work. Another shot is taken. Looks like there was a bit of a clash. We will continue though. They do continue. It's a decent ball in. This could be a chance. Eventually it moves away from goal.
An early injury can be a concern for Dipankar Bishwas, the coach of East Bengal.
The HOPS FC haven't started this season too well, as we mentioned. But last year they were quite good in the league stages. Finished 4th in Group A, just behind East Bengal. East Bengal were on 13 points, HOPS on 12. So they do have that potential. It's all about getting that first point or 3 points on the board.
Yes, Michelle struggling, and we could see heavy strapping on the knees. So it seems like an early injury, and comes back again, haunting in the first quarter. The signal from the physio seemed like substitution, or she's ready to play.
I'm not too sure. I think she said she'll stay and test it out perhaps. And yes, that strapping is never a good thing to see. I think it was more of impact, so she could be fine. Possession given away again, but I think that shot was never going to really test Melody. But how about this, Varun, for some intensity from HOPS FC?
Well, if you see the first 6 minutes or the first 7 minutes in the game out here, the East Bengal home ground, HOPS FC have been ruling in East Bengal's half. Most of the action, around 90% plus of the action, has happened in the right half of the field. So Leeds going to be a troublesome game for the East Bengal defense line.
I think it's just about calming things down. First time that they really move forward in this game. Need to keep a bit of possession, and just as I say that, they lose it. Another hit and hope long ball, which almost worked out. Good piece of defending there, but they will come forward again with it. Will HOPS down the left hand side, decent ball in, well collected by Melody.
Neha with another run and sending the cross. Melody and her defense line is under pressure right now. So if you see, there's lot of passing going on for HOPS FC. Up front they're coming, trying to shoot from long distance, or is Neha with those runs and sending those crosses. Not much of creativity, but a lot of pressure on East Bengal defense. But right now it's East Bengal coming from the left. Margaret with the run.
Yeah, goes for the cross for the first time, doesn't really work out, neither does the second one. But that's well spotted, Varun. It's more of a direct approach from HOPS so far. East Bengal will be looking to keep possession, play out from the back. That's exactly what they're doing now.
Right now from the right, Shibani sends it in the area, but collected by Anshika. After 8 minutes, it's Anshika who's been tested.
Exactly, Anshika just getting a first touch. Shibani scoring a couple of goals so far in the season, so she is one to watch out for. This is a lot better from the East Bengal side. Long ball played. A bit of a chase on for Margaret, who is very quick, as we saw with that run down the left hand side. Launched long once again. And both teams now going for that direct approach, just putting some pressure on the centre backs, which is never a bad thing.
Sulanjana didn't get the touch on the ball, but then things are looking a little better than how it started for East Bengal. Long one. Frederica is trying to create a lot of pressure in the East Bengal defence line with her physical presence.
Yeah, slowly but surely this will turn out into a midfield battle. Like most games of football, Michelle looks like she is fine after receiving a bit of treatment. Ball was given away again. East Bengal have to clear their lines and do so. Asking for a foul here. Play on, says the ref. And this is a good ball towards the left hand side for Margaret again to try and use her pace. She does use it, but the ball runs out of play. But she is definitely a threat with her pace, isn't she?
Absolutely right, and I think it was a good run from Sharda too, because Margaret has a lot of pace, but Sharda kept on with it and kept her calm and didn't challenge her, didn't commit herself, which was Margaret's plan maybe. And I think things are turning around quite well for the East Bengal side right now, because when it started it was HOPS FC hammering shots, but right now it's East Bengal trying to make those runs and show some creativity from both the flanks and especially from the left.
One thing is for sure, that you can hear the coaches and the technical staff relying mostly on keeping the shape. That is the first thing, as you mentioned, Varun. Keeping the clean sheet will be so important for either of these sides. East Bengal did that in their first game and then they were able to win that. So that will be the MO for this afternoon. Not going to be easy though. Both sides attacking quite well. That one will run out of play though.
Maybe the strategy right now seems to be attack is the best defense, not looking for the clean sheets but keeping some pressure up front. But I think Frederica, her presence is creating some pressure on the East Bengal defense, especially on the right flank of HOPS FC, and there can be some plans for Sarita or maybe Michelle from the coach Dipankar Bishwas to mark Frederica.
Well, definitely someone like her could be marked out of the game. That could be a game plan. Another opportunity to cross. Very good defending. HOPS FC will put the ball into the box eventually and nicely thwarted away. Nicely won back by Frederica though, just showing her strength there. It was definitely an opportunity to find Margaret again. And as you said, it's only attack, attack, attack. It's not going to be easy to do for a long time. But as a neutral, a very interesting first 13 minutes for sure.
Absolutely right. It's not easy to maintain the same momentum throughout the game. But then both the teams are trying the best. Start off the campaign on a positive note in the new year. Long one. Down. Frederica faces a tough challenge. That was Shibani Sathi.
Yeah, and the unfortunate thing for Frederica is she's come off worse from this clash, but the free kick's been given against her. I think because she was leading with that high boot. Take another look at it.
Long one, a perfect delivery out there. First touch was kind of heavy and a gutsy move from Sathi, but that ended up on Frederica. So yes, she's on the receiving end and the decision also not going in her favor. But that was a tough one, a tough clash with Sathi.
It's good to see this kind of physicality. Of course, as long as no one gets hurt, Frederica should be fine. It will be an East Bengal ball because Frederica did lead with her studs up. Nicely won back again by HOPS. They look like they mean business today. And just as I say that, a bit of a loose pass. Frederica not on yet. And like the ball is like a magnet towards her, going towards her even when she's off the pitch.
Another tough one. Both the teams fighting for possession of the ball. And it's kind of aggressive first quarter so far.
Yeah, it looks like the physios are going to be a bit busy. This time Sathi was the one playing the ball through. And a strong challenge coming in. It was on Shivani. I think from Parmila. Parmila gets up first. Shivani should be fine too.
So the first quarter is over out here at the East Bengal ground. Couple of fouls, couple of shots. A good chance for HOPS FC, and East Bengal still struggling to create good chances. And HOPS FC had a chance from the corner, and that was a goal line save. That's the reason the score line's till 0-0.
Oh, what a wonderful goal that would have been. We've seen quite a few Olympic goals in the Indian football circuit in the last few years. East Bengal not being able to clear their lines properly. Bit of physicality on show again. That's nicely done. A good recovery from Sarita.
There was Tanu who created that pressure, and that's the reason the team has won the throw-in. And it's Kipchen be ready for a long one.
Chance for a counter here perhaps. From East Bengal's point of view, Margaret puts it through. But well read eventually by the likes of Mamta.
Sarita with the throw-in. Targets Sulanjana. Sends it to the midline. Way too heavy bounce, and that's why Sneha right now sends a long one. Trying to find Tanu. She gets it. Tanu has help from Frederica. Takes the shot, has been blocked. And it's a foul, says the referee. A good decision out there, just outside the area.
Yes, very good decision. Sen Hang Masuba is a very good referee, very experienced. Having seen her quite a few times in the state circuit. Referees predominantly in Sikkim, but now at the national stage doing really well. This is an opportunity now for HOPS FC. They have been trying to shoot from far, and this is the best opportunity for them.
Yep, I'm sure they've practiced a lot. Same situations. Is Gladys who's taking the kick. Will she send an assist or take on the target?
Gladys goes for it. It's a very good shot. Nicely taken there by Melody. And then she just takes control of the ball and of the tempo of the game. And that's not an easy one to catch, in fact.
Right, it was dipping, and I think both the set pieces for HOPS FC have been great. One from the corner and this one, and then a challenge. Frederick asking for a foul, but I think it's going to be a throw-in.
Yeah, lots of clashes. She goes down once again, but a very good clearance from the East Bengal defender. Let's take another look at it. Oh, this was the free kick opportunity over the wall. But Melody did a great job. And then it was Sayana who came in and made that challenge. Not the best of balls there from Kipchen. And one thing is for sure, that Frederica is involved with everything that is happening for HOPS FC. You get the feeling that between her and Gladys and perhaps even Neha, something's got to give. And the way they've started this game, Varun, this has to be the day that they get their first goal, don't you think?
Absolutely. I think the planning has been the same for maybe a lot of games before this, but today the execution has been proper. A lot of pep talk, I'm sure, in the dressing room, because they have been struggling this season, and that's why the coach made sure the best 11 plays, made some changes, and Gladys, Frederica, the fans and HOPS FC had a lot of expectations from them. And to add to it, Tannu and Neha is also being lethal up front, and that's the reason the home team is struggling. Another throw in, and again it's Kipjin.
She likes to dart these ones in, then gets it back. Good fake, decent delivery. It's been missed by a couple of East Bengal players, and that shot was just off target there from Gladys. You can understand what she was trying to do, just bend it towards that top left corner.
Well, she had the time, she had that space, and I think she could have done better. At least kept it on target to test Melody. Could have been the first one of the game. The shots going haywire, so they have taken a lot of them. Let's see, Kipjin, another shot, might be on target, but it's going to be an easy collection for Melody.
Melody rolls it out. East Bengal trying to play out from the back. Bit of space in the midfield now. They've lost it again. They've got to be better in possession. And they haven't been, and that's why HOPS have had most of the chances. Nothing to really talk about from the East Bengal point of view. Another high boot given.
It has been Gladys, along with Frederica, Tannu, Neha, adding quite a bit of pressure on that red and gold brigade defense line. Kind of coming with a plan to shoot from long distance or taking advantage of those set pieces. Not much of creativity, but it's a lot right now going in favor of HOPS FC.
Now the delivery played in, flicked on from Michelle. Luckily, it was just away from Tannu, and it will be another corner. Lots of pressure from the visitors.
A bit of verbal caution inside the area from the referee. Chance from a corner for the visitors. It's Neha who's all set to send in the perfect delivery. Left footer, first post, not a good clearance. A second time, a solid one. Still just near the area.
Well, they've somehow dealt with it, have the East Bengal defense. Lots of pressure on them though. Nice ball through once again. And they hold on to possession. But it's given away. That has been the issue. Too many times that pass hasn't been as precise as it should be. Another ball into the area. Should be chased and is met nicely by Shibani. Does really well to win it back. Another delivery in. And well dealt with by Kipjin. A chance on the volley at the edge of the area. And that should have hit the target from Margaret.
A good chance for East Bengal. Kind of against the run of play. They had the chance. And the first shot coming after 24 minutes. Looking at the replay. Not a good clearance. And then Margaret, I think she had the time to receive it, make some space and take the hit. Claim for a handball, it seems.
Kipchen with another throw. In the first few minutes it was mostly down the left hand side from HOPS FC. Now it's on the right with Kipchen and her throws. Towards Gladys again, gets it back. In fact, it was Frederica. Neha turns really well into a sea of East Bengal shots. But the intent is still a very positive one from HOPS FC. Have been the dominant side in the first 25 minutes. For East Bengal, they just have to hold on. There are times in the game where you will be under the cosh. Just have to make sure to hold on to that clean sheet, as you said.
East Bengal, they're attacking in phases and that too minimal. But HOPS FC have been dominating. Now the ball, waiting for the clearance. Maybe good passing. Now it's Margaret. Chance from a counter. Not much in numbers up front. Making the transition. Sulanjan, I think this is the second time in the game. Not a good first touch.
Yeah, we did mention that there are quite a few talents in this East Bengal side. We'll get back to that. A bit of pace here from Frederica. But that touch just let her down. We'll have to settle for a throw. But from East Bengal's point of view, it has been Margaret who's been good today, but hasn't got that support so far from the likes of Shibani and Sulanjana.
I think kind of busy playing as a shield in front of the defense line, so during the transition they're not coming in numbers. So Margaret being that lonely striker up front. Kipchen from the right, another clearance, and HOPS FC has been kind of busy on that right flank for the last few minutes.
Exactly, and Kipchen doing the same thing all the time, taking the throw, getting it back and then crossing it in. Finally East Bengal have managed to sort that out. Here's Margaret, super touch by her, plays it and then turns, and this opens up nicely for East Bengal on the counter. Can they make the most of it? Nice ball through from Sulanjana to Margaret, who turns into a bit of pressure but holds on to it. That one will go out for Sulanjana, who again could have taken it forward, not giving enough support to Margaret.
The HOPS FC are also maintaining a formation when they're coming in transition for the defense. Margaret from the left, looking for options. Gives it to Cindy, sends a long one. Not a good clearance. Prameshwari with a miss pass, gives it to Neha. Sends a long one, Frederica. Creating pressure but not getting the ball this time.
Good defending there from Michelle. It's given away again. And Michelle steps in for the second consecutive time.
Coming to the end of the second quarter, it has been mostly HOPS FC so far in that attacking front. And East Bengal kind of busy defending right now with a couple of counters but not creating a good chance. It was Margaret who had one, went off the target. Another run. Gladys looking for Frederica, who takes the shot. I think HOPS FC have been over ambitious with those long ranges, quite a distance.
Yes, that's the best way to describe that. Gladys had a nice run there from Frederica. As we watch it one more time, opened up for her, but Frederica was towards that left hand side into that pocket of space. And you've got to make use of those runs sometimes as the players assemble for a bit of a breather.
Melody with a good save from the set piece. Gladys went for the target, tipping shot. She collected it quite well. And then from the corner, the first quarter, it went on target. Neha with that shot, but it was a goal line clearance from Sarita. So a bit of discussion, a chance for the coaches and the staff to convey instructions for better results.
Well, these cooling breaks sometimes do help the teams tactically. Coaches have a bit of a minute or so to just say a few pointers to players who they don't really come in contact with during the game. For example, the left back for HOPS FC will only be able to come towards this area at this particular time. And for East Bengal, they would have used that cooling break to their advantage. Dipankar Bishwas, I'm sure, would have had a few things to say to his side, because they've got to get back into this properly. And that's a poor pass to resume play. Once again from Sulanjana.
Tanu with the run from the right, the challenge, and they get the ball. Good piece of defending, passing Sulanjana from the left. East Bengal with the counter, releases it, perfect delivery. Margaret not reached for it. Good defensive clearance out there from Mamta.
Reading the game really well there. Mamta is just away from Margaret, and Tanu stays down, just clutching that knee of hers. Hopefully it wasn't as bad as it looked.
That's Tanu, I think, struggling. Tough challenge from Sarita.
I think she just twisted herself there. Oh, that's a bad one. That's a really bad one. Hopefully it's not too serious, especially when she's clutching that knee of hers. Those are always dangerous ones.
And I think well spotted by the referee, because the coach was claiming it's a foul, but it was not, because she just pissed it, like you said. And Tanu is creating pressure, and it seems like coach Prakash Shibbar has to make a forced substitution right now.
Oh yes, this is unfortunate. Could be a ligament injury with the way she went down there. Well, we wish her a speedy recovery, but it looks like she won't be able to continue.
Tanu gets medical attention. A bit of warm-up going on in the bench for HOPS FC. They have options in Anushka Pooja. Cross comes in. Finishing touch. Doesn't. Good chance for East Bengal to make it 1-0.
Nicely done there by Sulanjana. Shibani couldn't get that touch which was required. But as I said, once Sulanjana comes to the party for East Bengal, they are a different side. A bit of a back pass there. Was it just a clearance? Play on, says the ref. Another shot from distance from HOPS. And it was a little helter-skelter from the East Bengal defense. It's all sorted out with a hug.
Sulanjana with the cross, and then I think it was a bit of disturbance from the defense. That's why not a proper shot taken. And then on the counter, Melody was not tested.
It looks like Pooja will be replacing Tanu. For now, HOPS still playing with 10 players. Can East Bengal make the most of that? Poor pass there, it's lost quite easily. Still haven't made the change though. Launched into the channel once again for Margaret. Very nice touch from her. Wasn't read though by her teammates. Don't think that went out, even though the entire East Bengal bench thought it did.
Now the substitution takes place. So it's confirmed Tannu will miss out on the game and Pooja comes in. Pooja with a brilliant first impact, but then sent away to the opponents by Aarti, and they get it back. Kipjin, Sarita and to Cindy.
Not the best of balls, just looking for Sulanjana again on that left hand side as an outlet. Nicely defended once again. But after the cooling break, Varun, it just looks like East Bengal want it more. As I said, it sometimes just helps the morale when a few things are changed by the coach, or spoken about rather by the coach in the cooling break.
Absolutely, I think the pep talk has worked, and that's why this last quarter of the first half things are looking a little better for East Bengal. And it's been long that HOPS FC have come in attack. Cross from the right with the left, and it goes straight to Anshika.
Nicely read by the keeper. Good touch back, and East Bengal are looking a lot more comfortable now. Sulanjana does that really well. Kipjen. That's a great battle going on towards this near side. Kipjen gets a touch again, but it falls kindly for East Bengal. Nicely won back there by Gladys.
Sharda looking for Frederica. She's got options on her right. It's Pooja, but good interception. Captain gets it back, but it's a heavy touch.
Going for that ball towards the left hand side again. Doesn't work this time round for Prameshwari. Good defensive work by Trisha. And I'm not sure if we will get a goal before half time. HOPS definitely have created one of the chances. East Bengal now creating some of their own. And it looks like it's going to be an open last few minutes in this first half.
Prameshwari sends it to the left. Cindy with the long ball, looking for Sulanjan again, and this has been the case for a lot of times in the first half. Gifting possession. Right now is Frederica. Sends it to the right. Pooja. It's going to be tough for her to collect it one. Frederica, I think she's missing Tannu.
Yeah, perhaps Tannu was having a really good game. And we wish her a speedy recovery. Nice ball from Michelle. Good touch from Margaret. And just a bit of a high boot from Sharda.
.38 minutes up. East Bengal playing at their home ground, looking to get back to the winning ways, and HOPS FC looking to get the first win of the season. Still struggling. A good game for them so far. Had a clearance. Long ball. Headed away. Shailja.
And that was good work there from Parmila, just allowing it to hit Shibani and getting the throw. HOPS FC can't make the most of that throw though. No, not the best of passes. Getting slightly tired now towards the end of this first half.
Sathi misses on the interception, but Trisha clears it. With HOPS FC not getting those final clinical touches to get the back of the net, but they're looking good up front. Faces Frederica going for the ball. Sahina faces a tough challenge, and it's a foul, says the referee. Decision in favor of HOPS FC.
And now they're working well together, Neha and Frederica. Looks like Neha will be taking this one. They've been quite dangerous from the set pieces, have HOPS FC. In fact, it's Gladys who'll take it though.
The last two set pieces, one from the corner, went on target. The second one, a little outside the area, it went on target too. This time, there's a bit of distance, but a chance for HOPS FC to get the first of the game. It's Gladys.
A decent delivery, nicely headed away by the East Bengal defense. It's put back in from Frederica. HOPS FC go for another long ranger and another. And they're never going to beat Melody from there with that kind of an attempt. 10 shots now in the first half for HOPS.
Compared to that, just 2 from East Bengal, and that shows HOPS FC have been hammering up front. East Bengal coming with those counters, creating a couple of chances. And that's about it.
The one thing HOPS would be wanting to improve on is the shots from inside the box. I don't think they've taken too many of those. Nicely done by Melody again as Pooja tries to get involved. Another loose touch. Kipchen goes for a long ball, nicely flicked on by Frederica. She chases her own pass, in fact, plays it towards Pooja. Another delivery in from Aarti, and that was a chance for Shailja, who couldn't get there in time.
Bit of pressure piling up on the East Bengal defense line. Crosses coming in from both the flanks. Throw in from the left now. Gladys takes the turn, is sandwiched. Still keeps possession. Gives it to Kipchen. Sends it to the right. Interception from Sarita. Releases it for Sulanjana. A heavy release. Clearance. Frederica is not offside, says the assistant referee. Frederica from the right sends the cross, finds no one.
Lots of pace there again from Frederica, and the delivery had to be a bit better. And Shail did quite well to just cover that angle out, and the only issue with Frederica being so fast is that her teammates can't really keep up, so she didn't have any options in the box.
That's true. She's beating the defenders also with her pace. It's just that not getting a good control of the ball every time. Gladys gives it to Sahena, sends a long one. Margaret looking for it. Kipchen with the header. Good one. FC looking for Frederica. Header clearance from Michelle. Goes to Gladys.
HOPS FC ending this first half like they started it, with a lot of the ball. But can they find the back of the net? That has been the issue for them so far this season. That's a poor touch from Pooja.
You know, it's really tough for a player. Like, she was on the bench and she knew the substitution might be happening in the second half, maybe 60 plus minutes sometime there, but forced one. But I think Pooja has got hang of it. She's adjusting to the pace of the game and has added a lot of strength to the right, just like Tanu did. Throw in right now.
That's a very good replacement to have as we move into the final minute of this first half. Sarita has been really good down this left hand side. There's been Tannu, Pooja, Kipjen, all of them down that side, but she has kept them all at bay.
Right, among all the defenders, if you ask me, Sarita was the one who looked most confident. Sathi misses it. Sahena to Sathi. Sarita will look for Sulanjana. 4 minutes of added time, the first half. Harthi to Gladys. Takes the turn.
Gladys does really well to play it through. Nicely done there, but I think it did clip Frederica's hand on the way out.
Straight to Frederica. Takes the shot. Trying to beat Melody, who was out of her place, taking that restart. A mistake, but Melody is lucky she didn't concede from there.
Yeah, ambitious once again from Frederica. There was another runner down the left-hand side. I think it was Neha, and I think the pass was perhaps a better option, but you can understand the fact that the keeper was off her line. Gladys once again.
Looking for options. She's got Frederick on the right, sends it to the left. Shelja to Parmila. A good turn. It's Neha beating two defenders. Trying to beat the third one. Neha has the potential, but this time gives a goal kick.
Again, the attacking third, HOPS FC, have got into really good spaces. Just haven't been able to make that final pass or take that shot at the right time in the decision making. Once they get that right, then they might get a few goals, HOPS FC. It's just a question of getting the first one.
That's true. Not getting that perfect passing for the clinical touch to get the back of the net. Or else they're looking good up front. And right now he sees Bengal trying to get a strike in the added time of the first half. Sulanjana has been stopped by Kipjen. HOPS FC defense also has been good. Kipjen, Mamta, Sharda, Parmila.
Oh yes, definitely. They've kept East Bengal at bay. They haven't had too many chances. And that is testament to their shape. That's a very nice take and turn from Frederica. But good reading of the game from Shaina. I think the scoreline speaks for itself, Varun. Both the defenses have been quite good, and that's why it looks like we'll be heading into the break at the 0-0 scoreline.
That's true, but if you ask me, it's been East Bengal defense who have been more busy in the first half compared to HOPS FC. Right now from the right, it's Pooja beating Sarita. Still Pooja. Struggles to keep possession. East Bengal coming with the counter. Stopped by Sharda. Margaret versus Gladys. Still Gladys. Looking for Frederica, but a clearance from Michelle.
And that is that for the first half. 45 minutes where HOPS FC have had a majority of the ball. East Bengal with a couple of chances, but at the end of it, no goals to speak about, as it's 0-0 between East Bengal and HOPS FC at half time.
Looking at the statistics, ball possession absolutely equal, but looking at the number of shots, 12 taken by HOPS FC, just 2 from East Bengal. but they kept 1 on target, and out of the 12, Hops FC just kept 2 on target. Have to be more clinical in front of the target. 8 fouls in the game, 4 each, no cards, the 2 corners, and 1 almost converted into a goal, but then Sarita with that goal line clearance.
Here the shots from East Bengal, just the 2 of them. Shibani and Margaret with 1 each. Both of them could have done slightly better. And 12 of them from Hops FC. Look at the amount of shots from outside the box. 11 of the 12 from outside. Gladys with 4, Kipjen and Shaira with a couple each. R3, Federica and Sharda with 1 apiece.
But just 1 from inside the area, the rest all from a distance, trying the best to test Melody but not keeping it on target to get the first strike. 4 fouls, 2 from Sahena, 1 by Shibani and 1 by Sulanjana.
And 4 fouls from Hops FC, Federica with 2, Parmila and Sharda with 1 apiece.
And if you missed out on the action, here are the highlights for you of the first half. A corner, the first of the game, and then Sarita making a goal line clearance, and that's the reason no goals conceded. Kipchen took the shot from the second ball, didn't keep it on target. And then Gladys, the perfect set piece, kept it on target, but testing Melody with that dipping shot, and she was on her toes to collect it. Then it was a chance for a Margaret. That shot went off the target. Gladys with another try. Hops FC not able to find the target again. So Linjana, I think that was the only brightest moment for her in the game with that cross.
And that's how it is at half time in the Indian Women's League game. It's East Bengal FC and Hops FC at a stalemate so far. Don't go anywhere, we'll be back in a short while for the second half. Welcome back to second half action here in match 10 of the Indian Women's League. Where East Bengal ground, and so far East Bengal and HOPS FC have been playing out a 0-0 draw. Margaret will resume action for us in the second half as both these sides look to try and break the deadlock, and HOPS FC try to get off the mark when it comes to scoring goals. Here come East Bengal though, wasting no time down the right hand side. Decent ball in, but straight to the keeper's hands. Shibani starting things off there down the right hand side.
A good start for East Bengal because in the first half it was all about HOPS FC up front. Taking a lot of shots, not keeping it on target though. They look better. Right now it's HOPS FC with an answer. Reply to that attack from the left. Neha loses possession and will get a throw in.
Another good battle down this side between Neha and Trisha Malik. Just keeping each other in check. One thing is for sure, HOPS FC will be looking to take a few more shots from inside the box. This is how East Bengal line up. No changes for them so far. There's an opportunity, might fall towards Frederica. Here's Pooja, should finish it. And eventually it looks like it will be goal number 1, but it'll be offside before that. And it's just not going HOPS FC's way. Frederica's wondering what the issue was. It's the offside flag.
HOPS FC have surrounded the referee. They're asking for the goal, but it's been denied already for the offside. But then a bit of clumsy defending from East Bengal. Melody couldn't collect because of the disturbance from Frederica, and then Pooja took a shot. And then Frederica was clearly offside. A good decision from the assistant.
Oh yes, very good decision. It helped that both the players were on the floor, so the line was definitely easier to make out. Looks like there's a bit of an issue here for an East Bengal player. There are lots of things happening, but she was just behind Sarita there.
I think it's been a lucky escape kind of for East Bengal, because if Sarita had landed behind Frederica, it would have been a goal. But then a good start to the second half for both the teams. East Bengal with the cross from Shibani, and then HOPS FC almost getting it.
Frederica doing really well to open space up for herself. As a pass towards the left, plays it to Neha versus Trisha. Neha does really well to gain an inch of space, but the ball in is not the best of ones. Very promising again from the number 7 of HOPS FC.
And the captain is being tested. Trisha feeling a lot of heat out there. And Neha continuing with the same momentum that she had in the first half. And that's the reason Trisha has to be a little more careful. So this time the cross was not great. Had it been pinpoint, it would have been a different story. Pooja with the touch. HOPS FC. Shailja takes the shot. Again from a distance. Blocked easily by Sati. Still sticking to the same plan, HOPS FC. Taking shots from a distance.
Yeah, it's a bit of hit and hope from HOPS. East Bengal on the other hand, trying to play out from the back most of the time. Sometimes not being able to break that first line. When it comes to HOPS FC, who win back possession again. Long ball from Parmila, but nicely defended by Michelle.
Gladys could have gained the possession of the ball, but right now it's Margaret. Cindy to Sulanjana. Skipjan chasing her. Sulanjana from the left sends a cross. Prameshwari doesn't get it. Now it's counter from HOPS FC.
It opens up nicely here for Pooja. Plays it through. Frederica is very quick, but Melody does superbly well to read that and get there ahead of Frederica. Very open start to this second half. Here come East Bengal again. Sulanjana loses possession. And Hops will resort to the long ball again. Nicely flicked on by Frederica Puja. Goes for the turn. Michelle does really well and starts East Bengal on a counter of their own, but it fizzled out again.
Trisha to Shbani, gives it to Sathi. Michelle chased by Gladys, and that's the reason Frederica will get the possession. Frederica from a distance, and again off the target. Well, she had space, and it's not the first time. She's always having space in front of her. She can take those runs, explore options, but she's going for the target.
And at the 14th shot of the game for Hops FC. Most of them from too far away. Nicely done there by Sathi. Great flick on by Margaret. Almost working out. In fact, it was Shahena with that flick. Very good pressure from Neha. Can she keep it in though? No, she can't. She has been very impressive in this game, hasn't she?
Absolutely. You said the term good effort, and her coach also mentioned the same. Good effort from Neha. Building a bit of pressure on Trisha and her defense line. Shibani gives possession. Shelja to Gladys. Gladys takes the shot. Keeps it on target, and Melody misses it out. It's the first strike of the game. The visitors, Hops FC, getting the first goal, and a good start for them in the new year.
Well, we said it was hit and hope from Gladys, and she will be glad that she's been taking so many shots. Finally finds the target. It was a tough one for Melody, but what a way to get the first goal of the campaign for Hops FC. And they are up and running. She had a bit of space and looped it over Melody, who went off a line, both posts and in, and finally Varun, it trickled in for Hops FC.
Absolutely right. They looked on, held themselves, and I think that long range trials have been working out for them. So a goal for Hops FC after more than a dozen of shots, and that too from a distance.
Well, eventually it worked. We were thinking that it was a bit too much, but it has found the back of the net somehow, and now they have to build on this to Hops FC. If they can keep a clean sheet, then they could get their first win of the campaign. From East Bengal's point of view, they need to get goals of their own. Nicely done by Michelle there.
There has been only one substitution in the game so far, a forced one for Hops FC, as Tanu was injured. It's replaced by Pooja. And East Bengal made no substitutions as of now. Move from the left. Tackle and a challenge on the ball, says the referee. And Hops FC coming for the counter. Pooja with that flick finds no one.
A good idea and a very solid challenge there. Now it's going to be a big test for East Bengal. Not being able to keep that clean sheet. Now they'll have to try and outscore Hops FC, who have looked really good today.
That's true. When the second half started, it seemed like East Bengal are kind of settling down and will look better in the second half. But there's just one attack they did from the right with Shibani. And after that, it has been the same story in the second half too, just like the first half. Hops FC trying to dominate, and I think they're on with the same plan. They're not pulling down the shutters, and I'm sure Om Prakash Shibba will have some other tactics and plan Bs. And this was the strike. Gladys from a distance, a perfect dipping one. and then finding the back of the net.
So yeah, eventually hitting both posts and just about going in.
Just like the movies.
It was one of those because that first goal has eluded them for so long that we had to just check our eyes to see if it was actually going to stand. And they've deserved that after all the pressure they've created. 10 minutes into the second half, East Bengal will try to get one back. Gladys coming back and defending really well. Rameshwari does quite well, in fact. Margaret looks for that pass through. Solid defending once again from Mamta.
Sathi looking for Sulanjana and sends it straight to Vanshika. I think for East Bengal to come back in the game, they need to have Sulanjana, Shibani, Prameshwari to be more involved.
Yeah, the big names just haven't shown up today. Sulanjana specifically had such a good Kanya Shri Cup, 17 goals for her. A couple of goals in the Indian Women's League as well. And this is where her side needs her the most. Possession won back again from HOPS. It's all working out for them. Here is Neha. Does really well with that first touch. Lays it off. Pooja with the shot. And that is just about saved. What a goal line clearance from Shayana.
Well, from this angle, it looked like it went to her own goal, but a good clearance from Shahena, and Neha did a great job. She allowed that space for Pooja to take the shot.
Yes, it laid it off so well. And somehow, Shahena getting there and making sure it's only a corner for HOPS FC. Here they are trying to build on their one goal lead.
Neha with the corner, again on target. Melody struggling, collects it the second time, and quick release targets Margaret, but it's Mamta out there, and then a strong clearance from Sharda. Frederica clearly offside.
Another very good delivery from that corner from Neha. Very strong with both feet. And that is something which we have noticed. Here is that goal line clearance once again. Doing ever so well. Pooja must have thought that it was her time to shine. She has been good since coming on and replacing Tannu as well. There's Pooja on the charge. And again, stopped by Shayana.
And Skipjen getting ready for that long throw in. Pressure, more pressure on East Bengal. Started off the campaign with a win, and then they have been struggling. This fixture could have been the best one for them to get back to winning ways, but they're still struggling. And today it's their home ground when it's HOPS FC near to the first victory.
Again, East Bengal coming into this game on 5th out of 7. HOPS on 6th. Now HOPS could equal them on points just like that. There's no time really in the 7-team league to lose 3 on the spin, and that might be the problem that East Bengal are facing now.
That's true. One of the favorites, but right now the graph is falling. Substitutions will be happening. The question is who's going to be substituted and when, because both the benches are warming up. Shahena sends it for Shibani, but that powerful touch.
Yeah, it just hasn't worked for East Bengal today. They have scored at least 1 goal in their first 3 encounters in the Indian Women's League this season. That is a bit of a clash, but nothing too dangerous. Nicely flicked on. Shahena should get there first. Plays it back to Melody. Quite a bouncy ball, that one. Melody takes a touch and plays it out and does quite well.
So the first quarter of the second half is over. Looking at the ball possession, East Bengal gained back a little, but still struggling and trailing right now. Substitution right now happening. First for East Bengal and second one for HOPS FC. Jyoti is all set in the sidelines and she's going to replace Shailja to join that playing 11. And we also have Binomala, who's ready in the sidelines for East Bengal. Binomala comes in place of Prameshwari. Two substitutions, one for each. Binomala for Prameshwari, East Bengal, and Jyoti coming in for HOPS FC in place of Shailja. East Bengal somehow managed to clear this one. Still it's Frederica trying to win it back. Frederica versus Sulanjana. She wins it finally. The captain trying to penetrate from the right. Gladys gets it. Gladys with the shot. This time off the target. Lethal duo of Frederica and Gladys.
Yeah, you can see what she was trying to do. Trying to perhaps clip that left post this time and dip it under that crossbar and over Melody, just like she scored that first one. Falls kindly here for Pooja, looking for Neha. Can't find her though. They have been combining well along with Frederica and Gladys. That front four looks quite promising, doesn't it, Varun? Now that they've got their first goal, that'll give them a lot of confidence.
That's true. Well, on paper it's 4-4-2. HOPS FC, all those in numbers up front, the opponent half. And right now East Bengal again with loads of missed passes. Though they are keeping possession, but they are gifting it. Frederica, the captain from the midline. Frederica inside the area. Frederica! Brilliant save from Melody. All important touch. And that's the reason Melody and East Bengal don't concede the second one. Good save from Melody and a corner for HOPS FC.
What an incredible run here from Frederica. But how about that for a save from Melody? That is sensational. Not an easy save, mind you. And Frederica thought that it was 2-0. Keeping her side in the game. There, Melody. Time for another corner now for HOPS. Their fifth of the game. With Neha lining it up with her left foot. Neha towards the first post. Don't think anybody else read that, but I think she was signaling that. That's why she was touching that boot of hers. Oh, that was a good leave and then turn. Now Melody just trying to start things for East Bengal. They are under the pump here. Need to get back into this game.
No foul, says the referee. Gladys wins it for HOPS FC. Sends it to the left. It's Neha. Number 7 versus number 7. Melody collects it before it's pushed out there.
Not being able to progress the ball from the midfield. East Bengal, that has been the issue. Lots of times the ball has been played straight to Margaret and then she manages at the midfield. Haven't had the best of games.
But I think it has been a long time that Margaret got a touch. And it's not her fault because there's no creativity as of now in the midfield for East Bengal. No good passes coming in for her, and the ones which are coming in are all missed passes. So East Bengal need to do a lot of hard work to come back in this game, though it's doable because it's just a slender lead for HOPS FC.
Kipchen with the throw again. Nice touch, first involvement there from Jyoti. Falls kindly for East Bengal here. Down the left with Sulanjana to Margaret. And plays it straight to the ref. But we will continue. Nice ball there from Cindy. A bit of space now for East Bengal again. Sulanjana. A shot from distance. Not the best of ones though.
The substitute who just came in, Binomala, trying to strike from a distance, finding the target, and good positive sign for East Bengal at least. Come to HOPS FC half after long, but right now it's HOPS FC again from the right. Frederica will get a throw in.
Well, for HOPS FC, this could be the game where they get their first points. And just looking at their first two games, first one was lost to Kickstart FC 3-0, then to Gokulam Kerala, both very strong teams. So after this, they can actually get a decent string of games and some points together.
That's true. The fixtures are also important. A tough test for HOPS FC when they started the campaign, but this will be a good win if they win it. This is just a slender lead for them, but they're looking good, in fact, from the word go.
I'm glad he's trying to make the inroads. In fact, wins it back. And no foul, says the ref. Allowing play to progress quite a bit today. The official, that's a beautiful touch for Margaret. And she tries to go herself. This could be a sensational goal for Margaret. What a challenge that is. Mamta comes back and does the job and makes sure that Margaret is stopped in her tracks.
Well, the East Bengal dugout is claiming for a penalty. The East Bengal crowd is claiming for a penalty, but seems like it's going to be a corner. Margaret, brilliant run, but then it was Mamta who was equally brilliant. He ran with her, that making the challenge. Mamta clearly on the ball.
A great challenge there. And Margaret was quite far ahead there of Mamta. But what a recovery. Here comes East Bengal though. Decent delivery, parried away by the keeper. And then Neha clears it. Chance for a counter. It doesn't really work out though for HOPS FC. That's exactly what we were speaking about, Varun. If you get someone like Margaret on the ball, that is what she can do.
That's true. It was kind of individual brilliance from Margaret, taking the turn with pace, beating the defenders. But then a good challenge from Mamta stopped her. So you need to give more balls to Margaret to at least come back or maybe win this game. That's what the Red and Gold Brigade should look for. A foul from Sati.
And this will be a big test for HOPS FC if they can try and put this game to bed. Whether it's a second goal or not conceding a goal. They're 22 minutes away from what could be their first win of the campaign. Played into space again. Oh, that is a bad clash. Margaret has been hit on the head, and it is a very, very quick signal towards the bench. Margaret is in a lot of pain. The physios have to come out pretty quickly.
Well, not intentional, absolutely accidental. Both going for the ball. Margaret trying to take that turn. And then that clash has been the only hope for East Bengal up front in this game. Margaret The medical team comes in. Let's have a look at the replay. Margaret taking a turn, and then Mamta quickly trying to close down. Hit the face. And I think it's going to be tough for Dipankar Biswas if he has to make substitutions. But it seems like Margaret is all okay and fine and ready to continue.
Yeah, the good thing was that the impact wasn't flush on the head, it was more on the nose. I think she has been cut open, but hopefully she will be able to continue. Mamta going for the ball, of course, so as you said, I don't think there was much in it, but it looks like the ref seems to disagree with us.
Mamta concedes the yellow, but has to be careful the way she's reacting. The referee might bring out another, send her off. The first card of the game, Lee, and it's a yellow for Mamta.
Yeah, they're not happy with that decision. You can understand why. It was Mamta who got the ball as well, and that's what she's trying to say. But from her point of view, as you said, Varun, she has got to stay away from the referee. The worst thing you could do is get a second yellow for dissent.
Because Mamta, along with Sharda, Parmila Kibjan, playing a very important role in the defense line. They have the lead right now, so they have to control the temper. Margaret getting medical attention, and it's 10-member East Bengal FC trying to equalize from a set piece right now, though from a distance. It's Sarita. It's going to restart the game.
Sarita chips it, looks for a flick on. And as far as Mamta again. Trisha with a poor pass. And now another ball into the space. East Bengal start quickly. They have a bit of momentum now, and they will want to build on that and try and get the equalizer. This time a couple of players going up and just being slightly more careful. After you see one of your teammates injured, you always think twice when you're going for that second header.
Sulanjana to Trisha. Cindy loses possession on the turn, a good pass. Neha from the left. Sathi chases her. Neha inside the area. Neha with the cross, looking for Frederica. Pooja gets it. No, she doesn't. Shot from a distance. Aarti goes off the target. Good move from HOPS FC.
Incredible counter attack there. That ball to Neha was superb. And again, the issue is that there were not enough players in the box making the runs. HOPS FC have been looking very dangerous whenever they move forward. Can they do that again? Pooja with the turn into the path of Frederica. Pooja still has it. Has Neha in the box, but plays it to Frederica. Great save again by Melody. She is keeping the torchbearers in this game.
Captain getting a chance to double up the lead, but a brilliant save from Melody. That's the reason East Bengal have conceded just one. Pooja with a brilliant pass. Frederica on the turn. Kept it on target, but Melody equal to the task. And it's a corner for HOPS FC. It's Neha all set for a perfect delivery. Sends it. Header doesn't come in for clearance. East Bengal have possession. Margaret doesn't get it. Sharda gives a goal kick to East Bengal.
It's good that Margaret is back on the field. From an East Bengal point of view, She is very important if they are to get an equalizer here. And also the fact that she is okay to continue after that clash. In terms of ball possession, it's more or less the same. East Bengal 52%, 48 to HOPS FC, and with that, it's time for a bit of a cooling break. 15 minutes to go, Varun, and this could be quite an exciting finish to this game.
Exactly, Lee, because though minimal chances, but East Bengal made a couple of good runs in the second half. But HOPS FC, they have taken a lot of shots, especially from a distance outside the area, not finding the target. And it's just a goal for them. That's the best part for HOPS FC, because they're looking for the first win in this campaign. And East Bengal looking for the second. They're struggling in the home ground. But the fans had hope, the East Bengal fans had hoped that this fixture would be the one that the Red and Gold Brigade makes a comeback to the winning ways. So the last quarter, the decider, the iconic venue of East Bengal. Slender lead for HOPS FC, the visitors. Gladys is the one who has her name on the score sheet. But will East Bengal make a comeback, or HOPS FC get those 3 points?
It's HOPS FC's first game away from home. Their first two games were both at home at the Dr. Ambedkar Stadium in Delhi. Lost both of those. And from East Bengal's point of view, they've had just one game at home before this and they lost that. Melody has been so good between the sticks. Made some fine saves. Might have to make some more though. Here's Frederica. Very good defensive work from Sarita. Great touch from Cindy. And that is the issue there. The pass could have been played towards the midfield. But just rushing things now, East Bengal, because they are under a bit of pressure. Trisha doesn't do the perfect job. Neha holds on to it.
It's Neha versus Trisha now. Neha sends a cross. Not a good clearance. First time Shahena gives it to Sulanjana. Pinumala to the left. Shubhani looking for Margaret.
Michelle somehow finds Margaret even though she was trying for another pass, and then it's clipped away by Jyoti, who's done well since coming on. This is a lot better though from East Bengal. Sathi gets it back, and Sathi looks like she's winding up a shot as well. A bit too far for an effort from there.
Sathi taking the second shot in the second half. The one coming previously, that too from outside the box. And it's like East Bengal trying to have the same plan that HOPS FC has executed throughout the game. Jyoti wins it. It's challenged by Shibani. Shibani to Sulanjana. Takes the turn, faces the challenge. Pamela with a good challenge. Kipjen with the long ball. Frederica doesn't get it, has allowed it. And it straight goes to Melody.
The time is ticking now for East Bengal. As I said, they have scored in almost, or rather in every game. But now, a bit of a problem for them defensively. Neha puts the ball in. And the offside flag has been raised. One thing is for sure, Varun, that HOPS FC, for the amount of chances they've had and the amount of possession they've had in the final third, wouldn't have wanted to keep it to the last 10 minutes with this scoreline.
Absolutely well said, Lee, because the term you mentioned, not the overall possession, but the possession in the attacking third. Because Hops FC, it's just that they've messed up with the shots, keeping them off the target, and also Melody with a couple of good saves, or else the scoreline could have been different and more in favour of Hops FC. And talking about East Bengal, they've kept possession overall, if you see, 50 plus, but mostly struggling with missed passes, not able to build up, and maybe those passes all lying in that defensive zone. And they're running out of time, and I don't see good plans out there for the home team.
Sathi just trying to recover from a bit of a knock. And I think that's well spotted, Varun, because there hasn't been too much of a game plan. Sometimes it's a hit and hope, but the midfield is where games are won and lost, and today the midfield of East Bengal haven't played as a unit, and that has been the issue for them. Nicely done there by Gladys, who smashes it towards Neha. So Hena did well first time round and the second time round. Someone has gone down and will stay down. Time for a bit of treatment again, perhaps.
Seems like it's Neha who's struggling and needs medical attention. But the referee makes sure she's up and fine. Keeps on with the pace of the game. A couple of more substitutions, it seems, for East Bengal. Changing tactics, plans to make a comeback. Argument for the decision. Now East Bengal have to keep their cool because they're the one who are down by a goal.
It's not been an easy day for the officials, especially Senhang Masubba, the referee. Lots of 50-50 clashes. A few players who have had an uproar, as we see a double change here from East Bengal. Looks like Shushmita and Menaka Devi will be coming on. Perhaps the final roll of the dice from them. Gladys launches it long. That is another bad clash. And then Michelle, with a bit of afters, almost kicked Frederica there. And it's all getting even worse now between these two sides.
That was a tough one. And Michelle is kind of threatening Frederica to be careful. So Shushmita, and seems like Menaka has come in. Double substitution for East Bengal. Decider, 7 minutes in the regulation time. Michelle sends it again. Jyoti, Sarita, Jyoti to Pooja. And I think Pooja has been great after that substitution happened.
Oh yes, definitely. And she offers something different to the side as compared to Tannu, who was ready to take the ball and run and take on players. Pooja quite happy to keep the ball at her feet and allow the likes of Gladys and Frederica and Neha to run off of her. So great squad depth here for Hops. We've got to deal with this one though. Nicely done there from Parmila. Hops FC is a team that you would expect to move towards that top half of the table. As I said, did well last year to get into the knockout stages. Fell short to Kickstart FC, which is incidentally Margaret's former side. A bit of awkward bounce there. Ball into Margaret once again, but there are so many white shirts around her. That's a very good touch though. I think from Shushmita, who's just come on. That's been given away now. Frederica plays it to Pooja and continues her run. That is a poor touch from Pooja, and Trisha does well to stop that.
But then miss passes. Gladys versus Benomala. Gladys taking some time. Parmila looking for Frederica. Gives it to Melody. I think this is that juncture of the game when HOPS FC will try to waste some time, whether in play or out of play. And East Bengal have to hurry up. Coming in from the left. Has space. Shushmita is looking for the pass. Gets it. Releases it for Margaret, and she lost possession. Then a foul. I think a yellow card comes out. Yes, it comes out for Margaret.
Yeah, a bit of frustration now for Margaret and for East Bengal. Running out of time, but Gladys coming back and defending, doing absolutely everything for her team. She has been superb today. Look at that. Just making sure she got in between Margaret and the ball, and then knew exactly when that challenge was coming in.
Exactly, and this is not the first instance that Gladys has come in for her defensive duties. She did it well, and HOPS FC, it's not just the players but everyone trying to kill some time and to race towards that full-time whistle. Fans were looking forward to a win, but it seems like it's not going to be like that.
It's always an occasion when East Bengal play at home. The only saving grace could be a goal in the last few minutes, and the men's team this season have had quite a few late goals to help them out. Can the women do something similar to get themselves at least a point with 3 odd minutes plus quite a bit of added time, I think, which will be added on considering the injuries?
Looking at HOPS FC, Om Prakash Shibba made minimal substitutions. Depended on Gladys, Frederica front, and he's still not going totally defensive. Still on with the same plans that he had in the first quarter of the game. Frederica creates pressure and wins a throw-in for her team. And time for a substitution right now. So it's Pooja coming in, and it's Sati making way for her. Another substitution for East Bengal.
Yeah, the 4th of the game for the hosts. And it's interesting, Varun, that you say that HOPS FC haven't made too many changes, just the one with their Pooja coming on. Apart from that, they've got 2 goalkeepers on the bench, so not too many options. Just a few outfield players. Of course, traveling away from home, sometimes the squad isn't as big as it usually is. But they have done really well to hold on to this. It's just about that final push now for the side from Delhi. Nicely done again by Frederica. Gets stopped by Michelle though. And into the final minute we go.
Shushmita losing possession. Perfect delivery. Neha versus Trisha now. Captain runs for it. Neha with the touch from the left. It's Neha versus Shahena now. Sliding challenge. Neha trying to win it back. Lovely effort from Neha, though it's a foul.
Yeah, super battle between those two, Neha and Trisha. And of course Shahena, whenever she's been called upon, has done superbly well. Challenge from behind there from Neha. Here's Neha again. Pooja in front of her is offside. That'll be 5 minutes of added time at the end of this encounter. 5 minutes for East Bengal to try and rescue something. Enough time, according to Shahena, to tie her laces at least.
It's just a goal that East Bengal has to score to take at least a point. And Gladys, another tough challenge. No cards coming out, but Shushmita on the receiving front. Restart for East Bengal. They want to do it quickly, but it doesn't seem like happening.
From a referee's point of view, Varun, how do you think the officials have fared today?
Well, I think there have been a couple of great decisions, tight ones, because Margaret with that run inside the area and she was challenged by Mamta. It was a challenge on the ball and she gave a corner, not a penalty, when East Bengal was claiming for one. It's a long ball inside the area. Goalkeeper comes out, doesn't get a good collection, but Frederica has cleared it away. Good chance for East Bengal, cleared away by HOPS FC. And then the yellow cards were also perfect in the game. And as a player, Lee, who do you think was the best in the game?
Well, I think there are a lot of options, especially for HOPS FC. Frederica and Gladys definitely stand out. Neha as well. But I think Gladys with the goal and offensively, defensively, just holding the entire game has to be the standout performer. And of course, let's take nothing away from Melody for East Bengal. Some great saves as well. If not for her, it would have been quite an embarrassing scoreline for East Bengal.
Well, you covered it all. I thought you'll miss out on Melody and I would point it out. Yeah, that's true. Gladys was playing that all-important role, not just up front, but in the defensive zone too. And another tough challenge. Trisha on the ground. And a reason for HOPS FC to waste a few seconds, maybe. It's Neha who's down.
It's all about game management now for HOPS FC. They've done the hard work, now they just have to push through. And speaking of pushes, one on Frederica. And there's the game management I was speaking about.
And she is called in for some medical attention for Frederica. A clear challenge though from Pooja. Frederica goes out. So it's a 10-member HOPS FC with a slender lead, trying to get all those 3 points on the road. Shahena trying to clear it. Pooja was there, but it's a foul, says the referee.
Yeah, she had to be careful. She didn't know that Pooja was coming in from behind. Perhaps needed a shout from the keeper. But Pooja as well has done so well since coming on as a substitute. There's Margaret, let's not forget about her. Still chasing from her. Awkward bounce, which means that Michelle will take it down. And great pressure again from Frederica. Neha chases it, does really well. Plays it into the area for Pooja. Another good challenge there from Sarita. And East Bengal are running out of time here into the final minute as they are looking for their first goal of the game.
And that's the full-time whistle in the East Bengal ground. Just a goal is a decider for HOPS FC to get the first win of the season. Gladys the scorer, the only name on the score sheet. And that's the reason it's East Bengal FC 0, HOPS FC 1.
A bit of a subdued end to the game. But HOPS FC will be delighted they get their first win of the season. As we take a look at the stats, more ball possession for East Bengal, 55% of it. Just the 4 shots from them, only one on target, that was the issue. Hops FC with 20 shots throughout the 90 minutes, 6 of them on target, and that is what put them through. One of those goals finally going in. 8 fouls from East Bengal, 10 from Hops FC, 1 yellow card each, and 5 corners to 1 from the visitors.
4 shots from East Bengal. One Binomala came in as a substitute, then Cindy tried one, and also Shibani, but then missed out on the target. But it was Hops FC with 20 shots. Gladys alone taking 6. Frederica taking 4. So half of the 20 shots taken by Gladys and Frederica. Then 3 by Shailja, 2 by Aarti, Kipjin, Neha taking 2 and 1 respectively. But it was a performance of Gladys and Frederica, which I think Hops FC got them the victory because of that attacking force up front.
8 fouls from East Bengal's point of view. Margaret with 2, Shahina with 2, Sulanjana as well, Sathi and Shibani with 1 each. And eventually they could not keep a clean sheet, East Bengal. But Hops FC did keep a clean sheet, and that resulted in the win. They made 10 fouls, 3 from Frederica, 1 apiece from Gladys, Jyoti, Mamta, Neha and Parmila.
And Mamta had to concede a yellow card, and this is how it looks like after the game. Kickstart FC still ruling at the top, but East Bengal slipping down to the 6th spot, and it's Hops FC taking the place in the 5th.
Yeah, that's what we spoke about, getting on to those 3 points now. Just 1 away from the likes of Gokulam Kerala and Setu FC. So this could get Hops FC up and running in the Indian Women's League. And this was the highlights. It started off with almost an Olympic goal. A great goal line clearance there from Sarita to stop it. Kipjen took a shot after that. And Hops FC started off really well. Gladys with a shot on target, well saved by Melody. This competition between these two kept on going throughout the 90 minutes. This was a good chance for Margaret. Could have taken a touch. It was off target. Gladys with another shot from a distance. This time not testing Melody. A very good ball in, which was just a little away from Shibani Devi for East Bengal. Frederica with the ball in as well, and that was in the first half. In the second half, East Bengal started off really well.
That's true. Shibani across from the right, and those were kind of the minimal chances that East Bengal created. Apart from that, Hops FC, this was that moment, the decider. Gladys, long ranger, striking both the posts and getting back of the net. Frederica got a chance. Melody with a brilliant save, not once but twice. Margaret was chased by Mamta and cleared away. A good defending job by Mamta out there, or it would have been 1-1. And then Pooja was brilliant with that touch. Frederica on the turn, kept it on target, and Melody is the reason that East Bengal have conceded just 1 in this game today.
Season versus East Bengal and go above them in the table in the Indian Women's League. That is all from myself, Liam Bain and Varun Kaushik. Thank you for watching and goodbye.